Good morning guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a long, very chatty declutter video. So I'm not actually going to be decluttering in today's video, but I'm going to be taking you around my home, specifically the bathroom, the bedroom, the office, the linen closet, the kitchen. I'm going to be showing you guys all of the updates I have made and how much decluttering I have done and sort of where I'm at. So as you guys know, I've been expressing to you that I've been wanting to get back to my minimalist roots, and for the last little while, the last couple years really, I think, I've been having this sort of insatiable desire to continue organizing and culling down. And a question that I think you have to ask yourself if you find yourself constantly wanting to reorganize and nothing seems right, then maybe you have to ask yourself, maybe it's not about where things are organized, maybe you just have too many things in general. And I think that's what it was for me. It was like no matter how I organized anything, everything still was like screaming at me. And I just was very, very overwhelmed. I had a lot of handbags that I had never used or wasn't reaching for. I wanted to get down to 5 perfumes, which by the way, I finally did. I got down to 5, and I will be doing a dedicated updated perfume collection regarding those in the future. I got rid of probably 30% of my shoes, probably half of my handbags. I decluttered the kitchen, I decluttered the linen closet. I honed in on things that are my favorite and got rid of all the rest. I was doing my best to follow rules of not holding on to things for the wrong reasons and really just being able to let go. And sometimes when you feel like you need to declutter and you want to get down to basics again, what you really have to do is remove everything, just take everything out and then sort of add back by necessity or add back by the things you really love. Yeah, everything from coffee cups to handbags to skincare to clothing, everything got decluttered, and I'm going to show you guys where I'm at in today's video. So I hope that you will enjoy, and if you're looking for something to listen to or something to motivate you to organize your own place, do a little bit of minimizing and decluttering yourself, then I hope this video will be interesting for you, or just some nice background noise. I have also been getting more into I think I'm just in a different phase of life. I've been really gravitating more toward certain types of clothing and aesthetics for my home. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in today's video as well. And if any of you guys are interested in where I get my skirts, my dresses, wardrobe staples for me, shoes, the mentality that I have behind them and choosing them and those kind of things, I'm definitely going to be doing some more clothing related content coming up as well. I have found some gorgeous floral, very traditional feminine dresses that I'm just loving, and I want to share those with you guys. So those videos will be coming up as well. And without further ado, let's get into today's decluttering, minimalism, getting back to my roots update. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the bedroom, and I'll save the closet, the fun stuff, the shoes and the perfumes and stuff like that for last. But I just wanted to give you guys an overview of some of the changes that I've made and also some of the decluttering I was able to do that I'm really happy about. So first of all, starting off with Ivar's bed. He doesn't really use his dog bed very often. Most times he sleeps on our bed or he sleeps on the floor, I guess, because the floor is nice and cool for him. But I did want him to have a dog bed option available. And there's really no good place to put the dog bed. So I just put it at the foot of the bed. It could go beside the bed on either side. But yeah, I just leave it there. So it is a little bit of a kind of an eyesore, but he needs to have his own special bed, even though he doesn't usually sleep on it. So starting off to the left, I did have a couple of robes here. I had one that was like a satin robe with feather trim, and it was really pretty, but I realized I wasn't using it almost ever. It was kind of one of those fantasy pieces that I envisioned myself wearing because it had such aesthetic value, but I really I never put it on really. I do, however, like to have a robe for those days that it's a little bit cooler, or if I just want to have a spa day or something and I just want to be wearing a robe or something nice. So I do have this one muslin robe, which is from H&M, and I really, really like it, but I got rid of all other robes. So coming over to the dresser, the changes I've made to the dresser, the top still looks pretty much exactly the same, except I have moved the one decorative dish that was on the top. I moved it from there and put it on the nightstand and got rid of the one that was on the nightstand. So I have one fewer dish in this room, I guess. So the top of the dresser is still very basic. I toyed with the idea of putting my jewelry box on the dresser because a lot of people do keep their jewelry on the dresser. It's obviously a good place for it. But I really don't like the way the jewelry box that I have looks sitting out. So that is still something I have to play with. So I have the jewelry in the closet. I'll show you that in a moment. So when it comes to clothing in the dresser, I'm not going to open up and show you the undergarment drawer for obvious reasons, but I was able to declutter a whole bunch of bikinis. That's one area that I did declutter. I'll pull out and show you what I do have left for bikinis in a second, but I had like 7 or 8 bikinis. They just were accumulating. I was purchasing new ones, and I had a couple that I really liked from before. They're kind of from like a different time in my life. I was ready to pass them on. I've had them for a really long time, and they're just not really me anymore. And then the ones I do have, I really, really like. So I'm going to show you the bikinis I do have. This is all organized as well. I have like an underwear organizer, and then I just have sports bras folded up here, and then I have my bikinis and my wrap for the beach in the back. So I'll just kind of give you a glimpse just to kind of give you an idea of how I have it organized. So there's my sports bras there. This is my beach wrap. There's my bikinis. Here's my socks. And then to the left of that is underwear, all in these like little organizers. And as you can see, I do like to keep just white socks so that when I do laundry, they all match. I do have compression socks back there, which honestly, I don't wear them very often. I should think about letting them go, but so I'm going to pull out my bikinis and show you what I have left there. So these are the 4 bikinis that I kept. All of these are from Zaful, which is actually very surprising to me. I don't know if you guys have heard of Zaful, but they're kind of like, what is it? They're kind of like a Opoly, or they're kind of like a, I don't want to say Shein. I feel like they're better quality than Shein, but they're not the greatest. It's not like a high-end store or anything like that. It's a little bit fast fashion-y, but I was really surprised to find these bikinis that I absolutely loved, you guys, and the price was so good. I tried a whole bunch of them on, and I just literally fell in love with so many of them. And for me, I don't go swimming a lot. I don't spend a lot of time at the beach or anything like that. However, every time we do go away on a trip, we always stay at a place with a pool. And I like to have a couple of options when it comes to swimwear, just because you never know what's going to suit the occasion or what you're going to feel like wearing. So the ones that I do have, I'll save my favorite ones for last. So I have this one. This is a polka dot bikini. It's got like, it's like a demi cup. There's underwire, and then just like a regular like bottom. These are super cute. They're very, very flattering. I love that they have a high leg and they come up high on the hips. They do make your legs look really, really long, and they're extremely flattering. So yeah, that's my first one. That one's a polka dot one. And then this one here is more of a kind of a flirty, girly pink one. I really, really like this one. It's not usually me. It's not usually my style, but I just feel great when I put this on. It's really fun. It's my most girly kind of bikini that I have. So I do really like that one. And then my 2 favorites are definitely these 2. And you guys can probably see why. The colors are just so me. I love the pastel kind of muted tones. And these 2 colors look really, really nice on me. And I just absolutely love like kind of the crochet detail and stuff like that that goes into them. So this one here is... it just looks like this. That's what the top looks like. It's got this beautiful like little stitching detail on it. Again, it's got like kind of like a demi cup, demi bra style with an underwire, and then it just ties up over the shoulders. I don't like halter style bikinis. The ones that tie up over the neck, I find them really, really uncomfortable, and I also don't think that they're that flattering on me. So I always like something that either has a strap over the shoulder or that ties up. So that one does, and then again, just like a normal style bottom. If you're curious, the brand that makes all of these bikinis is Sea Molly. I'm not sure if that's like specific to Zaful or if you can get them somewhere else. And then this is the final bikini. So again, it has this beautiful kind of crochet detail. It has this really pretty little pink rose in the front. It's like this buttercream yellow color, and then the bottoms look like that. So it is really adorable. This one is probably my favorite, honestly. And I was going to get rid of all of them and just keep this one, but I didn't want to be really hasty. Like I said, I do like to have a couple of options when it comes to bathing suits, but I'm happy now that I don't have 7 or 8 bathing suits. I only have 4 to choose from. And over the next probably 2 or 3 years, I'll see which ones I tend to gravitate toward the most and get rid of the ones I don't. Honestly, like probably the polka dot one. If anything, the polka dot one and the pink one might be the ones to go. I thought about getting rid of them, but I don't want to make rash decisions because I really do like all 4 of them. And I'm the type of person, when I go on a vacation, I could bring 3 different bikinis and wear a different bikini every single day that I'm there on the beach. That's just what I like. So those are my bathing suits that I was able to declutter down to, and I'm really happy about those. So when it comes to bras, I also did declutter my bras, and I've shown you guys before that I only have nude everyday bras. Like my normal everyday underwire bras are all skin color, like a nude color. And I do that on purpose so that when I'm getting ready, I don't have to worry about my bra not going with the top. There's nothing worse than having your bra showing through your shirt because it's a bright color or something like that, or it's black and you're wearing a light shirt. So I always just go with skin color. And then I also did declutter like stockings and stuff like that, and I have very minimal amount left in that drawer. I think I have like 5 or 6 bras, and then just like my more fun kind of underwear that would be for like more special occasions, not something I would wear every single day. So that's what's in that drawer. In this drawer, I have just loungewear and sleepwear, so really not very much at all. I do have a couple of items in the laundry, and of course I am wearing a pair of lounge pants right now, but I'll just show you what I have here real quick. I have one satin gown that I do wear almost every single night that I go to sleep. I finally started wearing satin to sleep every night. I never used to. I would always wear just like a baggy long sleeve t-shirt, or sorry, a baggy t-shirt, because it was comfortable and whatever. And I was buying like Victoria's Secret pink, like just comfortable t-shirt items, but I wanted to step my game up and make myself feel a little bit more feminine, and a little bit more like I was really caring what I was putting on my body at night when I went to bed. I wanted to feel a little bit fancier and more pretty and feminine and glamorous when I went to sleep, rather than wearing just a baggy t-shirt. Not that there's anything wrong with wearing a baggy t-shirt, but the older I get, the more that I realize life is really short, and I realize that we always save our best stuff for another occasion. We think there's going to be another occasion coming, and then we'll wear that fancy nightgown, and then we'll wear that beautiful robe, and then we'll wear that best perfume. And I just decided I wanted to minimize to the point that I only had stuff I liked and was going to wear that would make me feel good. So that's what I did. I just got rid of my baggy t-shirt. It's no longer an option. And now I just have like normal loungewear and one satin sleep shirt or sleep nightgown. I would like to get 1 or 2 other nightgowns because I do wear them every single night. And obviously it's good to have them on rotation for when you need to do laundry. So this is a very new development. So I'm kind of just like keeping my eyes peeled for that. This one is from H&M. It's just a really nice like satin sleep shirt. Then I have a couple pairs of shorts. These are also from H&M. They're just a very basic, like kind of like almost gauze material. They're super lightweight. And under that I have one gray lounge set. It is a pair of shorts and a long sleeve shirt. And it's also from H&M. And then to the left I have like it's kind of strange to keep these in the same drawer, but for me, it just seems to be how it works out, is to keep loungewear and pajamas all in the same drawer. And I also have my dog walking leggings in here. So I don't know why, but it's just easy that way. Whenever I go to take Ivar for his WALK to the PARK, I just always put on the same pair of leggings. It just works. I wash them regularly. They're like an old kind of ratty pair of black Lululemon leggings. They're literally like, they got pilling on them. They're just no longer in good shape, but they work really, really well for taking the dog to the PARK for his WALK. And then I have just a couple of long sleeve t-shirts in here that are for loungewear / walking the dog. So yeah, and that's how I spend most of my days, honestly, is like doing things around the home, walking the dog, cleaning, running errands, stuff like that. I don't need a lot of fancy stuff, so whatever works. And then what do I have in this drawer? Oh, nothing. So I actually at one point had moved some of my boyfriend's stuff into this drawer, and it felt like it was really being like, it was hard to fit everything in there. It was kind of all crammed and didn't really make sense. So we do have a dresser for him now. I'll show you guys that after. But yeah, so this drawer is currently empty. I guess I could keep my jewelry in here. And then down here is my activewear. So I was able to declutter my activewear, you guys, significantly. I just went through and I just had a conversation with myself, and I just decided to keep only basics that I knew I would go to, and I knew that every time I put them on I felt really good in them, and they were just kind of classic, basic, everyday pieces. Nothing too flashy, nothing too crazy. I just want to feel like I'm wearing just classic, good pieces that are flattering and still keep me cool and everything else. So I only have a few matching sets. I've got some Lululemon shorts here as well. And then I've got lots of tops that I wear when I go and just some bras. So yeah, I was able to declutter my activewear, I would say, by probably about greater than 50%. Like, yeah, probably 50 to 60%. And I've sold a ton of it on Poshmark, and I still have more posted. So that is what's left of my activewear. Also, since I got the dog, I don't go to the gym as often anymore because, well, first of all, like, my natural resting state is my natural baseline. If I just eat sensibly and live my day-to-day life, which is very busy, I just stay like pretty slim and pretty fit and lean. I have no problem staying fit because I never really sit. Like, I'm always cleaning or doing something. Even on my days off, I never just like sit and watch. I don't watch TV and like eat chips and whatever. I used to do that when I was younger, but I don't do that anymore. And like, very, very rarely will you find me sitting on the couch gorging on food. I don't do that. It used to be a habit when I was in my early 20s and I was really unhealthy and really out of shape, and that was like my nightly routine. And things are different now. Obviously, they've been different for a long time, but even now, like, I start my day in the morning. First thing in the morning, I get up and I take the dog for his walk. And so we're out the door at like 6:30 every morning. We usually don't get home till 7:30. Like, this morning I went for a 45-minute walk, and then we played ball, and that was before I even washed my face. Like, I just literally put on my sun protection, my UPF clothing, and we just head out. So I find that I just don't need or want to go to the gym as often anymore. Before I had the dog, I did, because I wanted to make time dedicated to that physical activity. And these days I don't need to, because he is my built-in physical activity now. So yeah, so I just don't need as many activewear pieces. I just don't. And I'm just kind of like in a different era of life where I just feel like I want a slightly different style. So it was just time to let some things go. And then what is in this drawer? Oh yeah. Sorry, my work sweater is kind of a mess. I just threw it in there, but this is my scrubs. So these are all my scrubs for work. I have a couple of new long sleeve tops to wear underneath my scrubs that are awesome. I just discovered them. They're from Wonderwink, and they're so comfortable. And then I also have a new scrub jacket, but otherwise, everything in the scrub drawer is pretty much the same. So that is the updates that I have done to the dresser. So I'm really happy with that. Coming over to the nightstand, this is an area where there has been some fairly big changes. So first of all, I decluttered the drawer. I went through there and there was like, what do you call it? Like cords, like spare iPhone chargers, and I don't know, there was a whole bunch of stuff in there. I had a spare set of car keys, which I thought they don't need to be in there. I decluttered my pens. I got rid of quite a few pens. So I'll show you guys what's in here without showing you my work ID. So this is what's in my nightside table at the moment. I went through and I really decluttered. I got rid of a whole bunch of pens. I only kept a few of my favorites. So my work watch is in here, my pens, my highlighter, my scissors for work. I have melatonin in here because I always take melatonin at bedtime. I've got the remote control for the air conditioner in here. I've got a few highlighters and some bookmarks because I do like to do reading and I do like to do annotations. And then I have my sleep mask, which I'll show you guys. This is an awesome sleep mask. I got it from Amazon. If you just look up sleep masks that are light blocking, you'll find a whole bunch of options, but I like this one because it's Velcro, so you can fully customize it to the size of your head, and also it is fully blackout. Just the way that it is made, this thing goes over your nose and it just blocks out all the light, which I really need when I'm doing shift work and trying to sleep in the summertime. And then underneath that is my Omnilux mask, which I haven't been using as much lately. I had a really good stint there where I was using it every single day for like almost a month, but lately I haven't been wearing it. But that's what's in my nightside table. So I don't know why, it just works for me to keep my work stuff in here. And then on top of the nightstand, this is where I've got some more changes. So I had been looking for a bedside table lamp for quite a long time, and I actually found this one at Walmart. I couldn't believe my luck. I was just thinking to myself, and I told you guys on Instagram, I was looking for a farmhouse traditional style table lamp. And I couldn't find one for the life of me online that was within my budget that I wanted to pay for, and I didn't really know what size was going to work. And I literally went to Walmart and found like 5 or 6 farmhouse style lamps that day. So I brought a couple of them home and tried them, and this was the one that I felt looked the best in the space. I think that the size of the lamp really complements the height of the bed. Ideally, and one day we will, but right now we don't, but one day we will have matching bedside tables and matching lamps, and it'll look a lot more pleasing to the eye and stuff like that. But right now we just have the one nightstand, and that works okay for us. So I've got that lamp, which I really like. It does really provide some good illumination for when I want to read a book at night, which I have started doing a little bit more reading, which brings me to the next thing down here below. I do have just the Women's Study Bible and also a devotional book. And then I also have a book from C.S. Lewis that I'm currently reading as well called Mere Christianity. So I'm really enjoying that. And then on top of the nightstand, I have my drinking glass, my fluted drinking glass, which I've had here forever. I always just dump out this water, put new water in at nighttime. Both my boyfriend and I like to have water readily available at the bedside. I don't know why, we get thirsty at night. And also that way we can take our melatonin. We both take melatonin at night. We're such like old people now. We drink water and take melatonin and go to bed at like 8:30 now, which I think a large part of that is because of the dog. He's got us onto a really good schedule. The other thing I did was I took the plate that was on the little decorative bowl that was on the dresser and I put it over here, and it currently holds my night cream that I put on my hands and my lip balm. And the other thing that I got was from Amazon. So amidst my decluttering, I did also kind of have this inspiration for some vintage touches. I just wanted some sort of antique inspired, sort of traditional, almost like cottagecore, I don't know, traditional farmhouse vibes. For some reason, I love the feeling of like an antique farmhouse vibe. I don't know. I love going to old houses. I love, you know, it reminds me of being at like my grandparents' place and seeing some of the stuff they had at their house. And I just really had this moment where I just wanted to be more traditional, have more traditional, like soft feminine touches in the home. Prior to that, I was very much like, you know, very kind of almost like sterile looking Scandinavian, modern, contemporary, like that was what I wanted. And lately I've just been really gravitating more toward like feminine, floral, traditional farmhouse, cottage. I don't know, this is just what I like right now. So amidst all my decluttering, I did find a couple of pieces to complement the space, which is good. So I found this little clock. This is also from Amazon. It does not make any noise. It is not ticking, but it is a beautiful kind of traditional looking antique style clock, and I love it. I really like that I can look over at my table and see the time as opposed to having to always pick up my phone. I feel like these days we are glued to our phones already enough. I think wherever you can, I think it's nice to use a proper, you know, use real books, use real clocks. Like, it's nice to just not have everything be on the iPhone, if you know what I mean. And I remember even like, because I was an 80s baby, I remember when I was like 10 years old, 11 years old, I still had a clock on my bedside table. Like, we didn't use phones, and it was so nice. Like, I kind of miss having just a normal clock, except if the power went out, you were always late. But this thing, the power doesn't go out because it runs on batteries, and I also don't use it for an alarm. I still use my phone for an alarm, but I just like I like the feeling it gives me. I like the atmosphere that it brings to the room. It's just like a very calming, soothing, more traditional feeling for me, and I'm really enjoying it. So that is the bedside table updates. So before I show you the shoes, the clothing, the closet, the new organization for that, the new organization for the perfumes, I just want to give you a quick rundown in the bathroom. Now, I have not done my daily bathroom clean yet, so it might look a little bit messy, but this is what we're working with. So one thing I did was I also added, because I told you guys I wanted some traditional antique touches throughout the house. So I did find this beautiful photo from Amazon, and I did put it just above the toilet. And it's just a really pretty canvas floral kind of painting, and then it has this really pretty like antique gold frame, and I love it. It is so beautiful. I actually briefly had it in the bedroom, and I decided it looked better in the bathroom, and I still want to find something, just so that you guys know, I still want to find something for this wall. That was one thing I forgot to tell you. Rather large thing, actually. I got rid of the bookshelf that was in this corner, which has been here since the beginning of time. Since I've been making videos, and since I've been doing perfume content, and since I've lived in this house, I have always had some sort of a bookshelf there. And it occurred to me that the bookshelf was doing nothing besides holding vases. It was literally just there to hold decor and to look pretty as a backdrop in my videos. And that is not why I want things in my house. As I told you guys, I want things to all have a purpose, but all be beautiful. I just didn't want all that stuff sitting there. I just felt like it was needless. And so through my decluttering journey, I found that I was able to actually declutter like 4 or 5 vases, a couple of coffee table books, a set of flowers, like lots of stuff I was able to get rid of. But to make a long story short, I still do think that this area looks a little bare, but I don't want a gigantic piece of furniture. So in regards to the bathroom, some of the decluttering that I did go down here and declutter some hairsprays. We had a lot of hairsprays that, I don't know, they just seem to accumulate for some reason. So this looks like a little bit messy, but it does have a rhyme and a reason, and everything down here is stuff that we either need or are going to need shortly or we do use. So on the left, I obviously have feminine products. I have my Gold Bond Age Renew Retinol Overnight that I do need to use up. I do use this. I alternate it with my other body lotion. I don't use this every single time I get out of the shower, but I do use it pretty regularly. And then we've got mouthwash, which we're almost out, so we have a backup sitting there. And behind that, we have I've got denture cleaners, which I use for my Invisalign retainers. And then I have a spare conditioner. And then back there, my daughter has her shampoo and conditioner that are spare. We have puppy shampoo, and we have a couple of hair coloring products. So my boyfriend's hair coloring product is down there. And then also my root touch-up for myself is in here, which this one you can use multiple times. That's why it's there. And then we have tea tree oil. I really like adding tea tree oil to the tub sometimes, just depending. Tea tree oil is amazing for so many different things. And then to the right of that is hair products. So it does look like a lot of hairsprays, and it kind of is, but I didn't want to be wasteful and just get rid of full bottles of hairspray that I know we're going to use. So we have 2 hairsprays that my boyfriend primarily uses, and I use them sometimes too. So we both like those and we both use those. The John Frieda Frizzies is remains to this day one of my favorite drugstore hairsprays. It's just so good. It works so well. It's fast drying. It holds your hair like nothing else. It's just really, really great. It's a really good stronghold. And then I have a couple for days when I want to curl my hair and I just want more soft curls. I've got a medium hold and a firm hold, and both of those I do use. It's kind of hard for me just to stick to one hair product. I think you guys can relate if you're women, because we just have different needs, you know, depending on what style you're doing that day. And then I also have the Big Sexy Hair. This is the Big Sexy Hair. It's a newer one for me, and it's okay. I wouldn't say I would spend the money on it again. So yeah, that's there. And then I also do have a mousse, which I haven't used a lot, but I don't want to get rid of it because I feel like I bought this for a reason, and on days I do want to curl my hair, I feel like this might help my curls to hold. I really haven't used it very much, but I want to. So that's there. And then I've got dry shampoo. I have 2 different leave-in products for my hair, which again, that was a Sephora sale blender. I decided I needed 10,000 things during the Sephora sale that I really didn't need, and it's of course taking me forever to go through them. So I have Kerastase and Shu Uemura. And I'm primarily just using the Shu Uemura at the moment and hoping to run through that very quickly so I can move on to my Kerastase, and then I'm never going to purchase that many leave-in products again because I already had other products. I also have my Chi Iron Guard. This is one of my favorite thermal protective sprays. I really like it. I've purchased it a few times. I have what's left of my Jizu Honey Infused Leave-In Conditioner. I also really like this. That I could see being a repurchase for me once I run out of all my other stuff. And then I have something that has been a repurchase over and over and over. This is the Kristen S Blow Dry Mist. I love this for after I wash my hair and before I blow dry. It really helps the blow dry process go faster, and I really like what it does for my hair, and I like the way it smells. It's a great product. And then this, of course, is my current oil. This is the Olaplex Bonding Oil. So it seems like a lot in here, and it seems like a little bit messy, but everything is something we use, and yeah, there's a limit to how minimal you can get with hygiene products and toiletries, especially when you've got 3 people under the same roof. And then in terms of skincare, I have done a lot of decluttering with my skincare as well. One other thing I decided to do was go a little bit more basic with things like hand washes and body lotions. I don't really want to spend, you know, $20 or $30 on a body lotion when you can get things like Dove for $5, especially with the price of with inflation, you guys. Like, the cost of body lotions that used to be $4.99 are now like $10. It's insane. Things have doubled in price, and so I'm just moving to basics. Whatever's cheap, whatever's on sale, that's what we're getting. I just refuse to pay the astronomical prices that they're demanding. So this is what's on the vanity. We've got my toothbrush, my boyfriend's toothbrush, my Invisalign retainers, which I'm disinfecting. I do the daily disinfecting thing, and then I wear those every single night, obviously. And then this is what's left over for my skincare. So with my skincare, to keep a long story short, I will do a more thorough video one day. I'm not going to go through everything that's on this tray, but I find that my skin responds better when I'm just more simple, which obviously makes sense. There's also a lot of products that I feel like are just super unnecessary. And although it's fun and I like to use products and I do like to discover skincare, it's one of my favorite things to indulge in is skincare, but a lot of it is just unnecessary. The things that have made the biggest difference for me in my skin is a retinoid of some sort, which I've been using adapalene for years and I still use it, and sunscreen. A retinoid and sunscreen. Those are the two most important things if you ask me, and also if you ask most dermatologists, they'll tell you, number one, sunscreen. Number two, some sort of a retinoid if you're looking for like a treatment, an all-encompassing like umbrella treatment. And then after that, vitamin C. So I really like my vitamin C. I started incorporating vitamin C into my routine a few years ago, and that's been really helpful as well for me. And so, so currently all I have here for active ingredients, like I've got my face wash and my oil. I do have CeraVe, which I use on my lips and around my eyes as sort of a night cream. And sometimes I will do a little bit of slugging with it, but not often. And then I've got my eye cream, which again, this isn't necessary, this eye cream. I totally fell for... I fell for the packaging, I fell for the marketing. Not necessary. I do not notice it makes any difference at all in my eyes, in my skin. I will not purchase an eye cream, like, at least not this one, is so expensive. Like, I like using an eye cream, but I don't think I needed a $90 eye cream. So anyway, I'm using that up, and once it's gone, I won't be purchasing that again. But I've got my two favorite daytime moisturizers, which is the Sunday Riley Ice, I always do that, ceramide moisturizer. I've got the Tatcha the Dewy Skin Cream, which I really, really love, and I also have my La Mer, which is my night cream. Now, La Mer, again, super pricey, exorbitant, not necessary at all, but I wish I didn't love this cream as much as I do, and it was a gift from my boyfriend, so I don't think I would have spent the money myself. If and when I purchase this again, it will only be during a sale, and thankfully it does last a long time, but it just is my favorite night cream, you guys. And minimizing and decluttering and trying to find a more simple way of life and more simple living that brings you some more peace, it isn't about using only cheap stuff or using hardly anything. It's about getting rid of stuff that doesn't make any sense, isn't bringing value to your life, and honing in on your favorite things. And so that's what I've done here. I've honed in on my favorite. I got rid of anything that wasn't a favorite, that I was forcing myself to use, that I was forcing myself to use up. And then this is my current vitamin C, the Sunday Riley CEO. So if you guys want, I can do a more thorough skincare routine, how I use things, when I use things, and stuff like that. Speaking of only keeping things that I know I love, this has been my go-to sunscreen every single day. I love it so much. I still love the Copper Tone, don't get me wrong. However, with the Copper Tone SPF 50 for face, they did reformulate it. They did something different to it. It's no longer as emollient and oily as it used to be. I really liked how it was before. It was like a little bit more translucent, and it wasn't casty or anything like that on me. And since they've reformulated it, I don't like it as much as I used to. For me, it's a little bit more casty. So I switched over to this Etude Sunprise Mild Airy Finish SPF 50 PA++++, 4 pluses. This is a Korean sunscreen. I have another one on the way because it is fantastic and I don't want to be without it. It's also pretty affordable. It's like $20 Canadian on Stylovana, and I love it. You do have to shake it. It's a watery consistency. It doesn't make me look like a ghost. It doesn't leave a horrible cast. Little casty, but not really, like 1 out of 10. So if you're a pale, fair person, this is great. Even if you have a light skin tone, I think this is great. So before showing you the closet and the bedroom, I just have a couple more things I want to update you. This is my linen closet now. I don't know if you guys recall in previous times, things were just kind of getting to the point that they were overflowing. And this time I really went in, you guys, like I spared nothing. I just kept only the basics, the stuff that I would have kept 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I just went right back to it. So that's our toilet paper holder, which reminds me I do have to get more toilet paper. We have our towels. I always have 1 set of towels in the bathroom, and I have a clean set in the linen closet, and I rotate them as I do laundry. I've got my microfiber face towels, my face cloths, which I love. I've got face towels to hang up in the bathroom. I've got my microfiber hair turban, which is a must-have for me. I love it. And then this is the shelf that has my makeup and my spare sunscreens and any backup like skincare products. So in here is lipstick. I'm still going to do a lipstick video for you guys because like I said, I've been kind of going down this vintage, antique, 50s retro rabbit hole where I've been loving those kind of like feminine touches, including a red lip. I found some great red lipsticks that I want to share with you guys. I'm going to do a whole video. If you have a similar skin tone to me, if you are neutral to cool and you're fair and you're looking for great red lipsticks, that video will be coming up. I don't wear a red lip very often at all, like not very often, but sometimes I just want to feel a little extra. I just want to feel a little more glamorous and beautiful, and a red lip does that for me. So I'll be doing a video of that soon, you guys. And then this is my brushes that I have left in this little container. This is all of the makeup I have left, and it's actually only probably less than half full, actually. You can squish this thing right down. So only about half full. This is all the makeup I have. I currently have no duplicate bronzers, blushes, anything. I'm gonna have to do a separate makeup video to show you guys what I kept for makeup, but I probably got rid of about half of what I had, maybe 40%, and I only kept what I absolutely needed, and like the stuff that, like I told you guys, when I use it, my makeup turns out perfect. Like there's no guessing, there's no trying to choose which blush I'm gonna use or which bronzer I'm gonna use. I just kept the stuff that worked for me, that I liked the best, that complemented my skin tone the best, and that's what I kept. So there's nothing extra. I don't need any storage for any other makeup, and I have a pretty small, simplistic makeup bag. And I actually would even like to get even a smaller bag. I still have the tag on this one. This is from Amazon, I told you guys, and I was still trying to decide if I liked it or not, but I think I do like it. It's a really nice bag, and there's room in there for brushes when you travel and stuff like that, so it's a good little bag. And then in here is backup skincare. Like I have a backup of my favorite lip balm, which, as you guys know, is the Blistex. I've got sunscreens. I've got my little flawless facial hair remover, which I really like. This gets rid of all the little peach fuzz on your face, makes your makeup and your sunscreen and stuff go on a lot more flawlessly, and I really like it. And I've got a spare tretinoin in there, just stuff like that. So my favorite sunscreens and any essential skincare backups. Then on the next shelf up above, I have my hot tools. So I've got like my straightener, my curling iron, and a blow dryer. I did get rid of my Revlon blow dry brush because I just don't use it enough to justify keeping it. I'm just a very simple creature. I just like to blow dry my hair and then style it. I don't like to use the brush. And then we've got our nail stuff, nail files, nail clippers, all that kind of stuff. And then up here, all the other stuff that I showed you guys in my last video when I was decluttering. And then on the very top, we have a blanket and a flat sheet, and I think maybe a pillowcase, and that's it. So yeah, the linen closet is really, really minimized compared to what it was. I'm so happy with it. There's nothing in here that is not necessary. There's nothing that doesn't get used, and that's that. So I'm really, really happy with the linen closet. So this is the office space. It's a little barren. It does echo a little bit. I don't have any pictures on the walls or anything like that. And then this is the dresser that I got. I told you guys in my last video I wanted to get a dresser for my boyfriend's stuff. Otherwise, all of his stuff was in this closet, which, by the way, that door fell off its hinges up top. I have to get somebody to fix it, but that's why it's cracked open like that because it doesn't shut right now. It's, yeah. So this is the dresser that I got from my boyfriend's stuff, because otherwise all of his stuff was in like a plastic organizer in the closet. And because he was kind of in transition of like, we have two places, we stay in two places kind of thing. And anyways, long story short, I didn't want all of his stuff shoved away in plastic bins. It is just not a nice way to have your clothing. I wouldn't want my clothing stuffed away in plastic bins, obviously. So still his shirts and his pants are still hung up in there, but I wanted some place for his like underwear, socks, shorts, and pajamas and things like that. So I got this for him. Odds and ends of his are in there, and then clothing in the rest of the drawers. And then on top of the dresser, he has his colognes, which I actually gave him my Santal 33 because, as I told you guys, he wears that cologne and it smells amazing on him. And since I decluttered my perfumes and got down to 5, I didn't need my Santal anymore, so I gave that to him. And then some of his other colognes are here. And then what's remaining of my books are here as well. So I also went in with my books. I donated most of my books to animal shelter. We have an animal shelter, a store here that they sell books and the proceeds go to animal shelters. So that's what I did. I donated all of my books except my Jane Austens and also my Anne of Green Gables and Little Women. I only kept books that made me feel a certain way when I read them. I love, like I said, I love reading this whole like 1800s era, 1900s era, like the early 1900s and the 1800s. There's something about those, the books that are set in that time that just makes me feel a certain way when I read them. And then Little Women, I have yet to read that book, but yeah, so those are my books. I just put them here because I didn't really have any other place to put them, and I think they look really nice sitting on top of the dresser. And I toyed around with either putting a little lamp here maybe, or some sort of little, maybe a candle or something like that, but for now that's what it looks like, and then just the desk. So that is all that's in here. So this area was able to be decluttered quite a lot. And this is the closet now. So I don't know if you guys remember last time I showed you this closet. There was plastic bins in here where my boyfriend's stuff was. I had 2 old vision boards in there. I had a bunch of decor. Just like he had books in here from when he was still in university and stuff, like study book. So anyways, I really went through and decluttered and organized that. Obviously all of his stuff that is not in here anymore is in here. We still have his shirts and his pants. I actually got him to go through and declutter his clothing, so we donated a whole bunch of his really nice clothing. He got rid of a lot of really nice brand new pairs of jeans and really nice tops. So now we have a ton of hangers. I also decluttered my own clothing, which you guys, I'm gonna have to do more clothing related content because I have some beautiful pieces I want to show you, and I also want to show you like I just want to go through and do more clothing related stuff and show you guys where I get certain things, the stuff I like. Yeah, I have so many things I want to show you guys, but so now we have a whole bunch of spare hangers. This is all from my closet, stuff I was able to declutter, which is awesome. And then up there I just have my travel bag. Then beside that, I have my empties and declutters bin. And then beside that, I have a file for important documents, my keepsake box, my one backup of perfume, which is a 100 ml bottle of Mon Guerlain, my one backup perfume, 100 ml Mon Guerlain, which I'm going to be getting into pretty soon because my other bottle's getting pretty low. And I also have that one bin there, which has dust bags and receipts for my handbags. And then this is what's in this corner: my tripod, my microphone, my camera or my phone tripod, and then I have one frame. This had a vision board in it. And I decided to part ways with my vision boards because although I like vision boards, I wanted to use them in a different way. And also a lot of the things that I had on my vision boards before no longer align with my current values or interests. Like for example, I had sponsorships written on one of them, and I had influencer written on another one, and there was a lot of perfume content and just stuff that like no longer resonates with me. I'm in a new phase of my life. So now I can show you the updated closet. This is what I'm most excited for, you guys. By the way, if you're wondering what this is, it is a child-proof door lock that keeps the dog out when I don't want him to come in the bedroom. Okay, so now for the big reveal of my closet, which this is the thing I'm most happy about because I had just too many things. I had, if you guys remember, I had an over-the-door shoe organizer, wall-to-wall handbags, And to me, it didn't even feel like that much, but it was a lot. And I just felt completely overwhelmed. And I also went through my clothing and really asked myself some serious questions about my clothing. And I was just able to really make some big changes. I decluttered shoes, I decluttered clothing, perfumes, handbags, everything. And it looks so much better and makes me so happy. Also, with decluttering my clothing, it's allowed me to realize what I really love and what I'm gravitating toward. And that has helped me make better decisions about purchasing for the future. So here is the closet. So this is the closet now. I don't know if you guys remember what it looked like in previous videos, but I had an over-the-door shoe organizer that was about half to 3/4 full. I had a shoe rack in the closet that was full. I had handbags up here that went from one side all the way to the other, and it was full. So this isn't I guess it's not drastically different, but for me, this is so much nicer. It puts my mind at ease. So the first thing I did, I decluttered my handbags, and I decided to keep only the ones that I absolutely love the most, the ones that I got the most use out of, or the ones that I wanted to wear, but for some reason I wasn't reaching for them because, again, I was saving them for special occasions. One of those bags being the Lady Dior Mini, which I still have never worn, and it is such a beautiful bag, and I wasn't reaching for it because I was always reaching for my other bags when we would go out for dinner. And I decided that I don't want to save things for special occasions anymore. I want to start wearing the stuff that I love today. So it just didn't make sense. I just wanted to cut down. That was really the premise. I just really wanted to cut down and simplify. But I would say probably about 5 bags I was able to get rid of, which is actually quite a lot. So I decluttered quite a bit. I kept only the bags that I get the most use out of, love the most, are the most versatile, make me feel like my true authentic self. Bags that I was holding on to because it was sort of a status symbol. And I thought, well, because it's such a status symbol and everybody always tells me what a lovely bag it is and it gets compliments and stuff, that's why I want to keep it. And that's not the right reason to be keeping bags. I wanted to keep bags because I loved them, because they made me feel good and they went with my wardrobe and they were truly authentically me. And you know when you put something on, like a pair of shoes or a dress or a bag, you know if it feels good to you or if you're just wearing it because because you think you should like it because everybody else likes it. So that's what I did. I just really had to let go, and that was hard to do because I had a really big attachment to some of my designer items. But anyway, I was able to let those go. I kept all 3 of my tote bags because they're something I use all the time. I use them during the winter. I use them when I need a larger bag. I use them when we travel. Up there in the corner as well in that box, I do have a couple pairs of boots. I have 2 pairs of beige boots. One of them is knee high and they're flat and they're suede. The other one is over the knee and they're a high heel and they're faux leather. So 2 pairs of beige boots. I did get rid of both pairs of my black boots because I just don't reach for black boots almost ever, but I do love a beige boot. And although I don't wear dressy boots all that often in the wintertime, if I do want to dress up or I want to wear a nice skirt or something in the fall or in the winter when it's a little bit colder, I need a boot. So I didn't want to get rid of all of my nice boots, even though mostly I do wear casual. I just wanted something that was a little bit more dressy in case I needed it. So 2 pairs of boots up there. When it comes to this door here, I no longer have my Chanel wallet on chain. Even though it was beautiful and I loved it, I didn't reach for it nearly as often. It's going to sound crazy, but I did not reach for it nearly as often as actually my cheaper bags. And I don't know why that is. I think probably because it was black. That was probably a mistake to get it in black. I wish I would have gotten it in beige because I do reach for a lighter colored bag much more often than black. Yeah, so that was really hard for me to let go of because that wallet on chain was just so gorgeous, but I know I was holding on to it for the wrong reasons. I know I was keeping it because it was, again, just a beautiful bag, kind of a status symbol, and everyone would always compliment me on it, and it was a nice bag, but I never gravitated toward it as much as some of my other lighter colored bags. So I did keep my Lulu's clutch, which this was only $30 Canadian, you guys. It was so affordable, and I love this, and I wear it all the time when we go out for dinners. One of my favorite bags. It just goes with everything, and it is very much my style. It's feminine, it's got pearls on it, it's got scalloped edges, it's just beautiful. And then this one is actually new, you guys. So this one is from Amazon, and this is a obviously antique vintage pearl clutch, and I'm in love with it. It is so pretty. It's just very dainty. It's really small and compact. It fits nicely in my hand. It looks really elegant, just held in my hand. I probably won't use the strap. I just have it like that for purposes of hanging it in the closet right now, but it just looks really beautiful. And I love that kind of antique touch. So I've been really gravitating toward that, you guys. Just a really like elegant kind of antique-y, almost old Hollywood feel when it comes to things. So those are my two evening clutches. I don't have any other clutches. Well, I do have my Amazon Bottega Veneta dupe, this one here. And I love this one. This is one of my most used bags. So this one you can use as a kind of a pouch / clutch, or you can attach a strap. There is a gold metal strap that you can attach, and you can use it as a purse. But I really love this one, and I've used it so many times as well. So it's really surprising to me that I had a wallet on chain, like an expensive designer wallet on chain, and I never reached for it, but I would always reach for my like cheap Amazon or Lulu's items. And it was just kind of like a mental switch for me as well. When I decided I wanted to be more simple and have things more simplified, part of that too was like, I didn't then want to constantly be promoting to myself that I needed the most expensive things, because that just didn't even feel right. It didn't align with the direction I'm going in anyway. So, but yeah, I do really love this bag. It's awesome. I've suggested it to you guys so many times. It's really chic and looks great with everything, and it's one of my favorites. So when it came to clothing, I was able to go through here and I decluttered, I think probably 5 skirts actually. So I got rid of both of my mini skirts. They were actually skirts. One of them was black, one of them was beige. And the reason I got rid of them is because yes, they were cute. Yes, they looked good. They were stylish, and I really liked them. I liked the idea of them. But the reality is I just don't wear a mini skirt or a mini skirt like almost ever. I like things that are knee length or midi length or maxi. That's just what I like. I think that they're the most elegant and probably the most age appropriate as well. I'm not 20 years old, and even if I was 20 years old, I don't think that people need to be running around in like super short skirts. But just for me, they just didn't, I don't know. I knew I wasn't going to wear them as often as I would have liked to. And I know that if given the chance, I always pick a knee length skirt over a mini. That's just what I like. So I just kind of like asked myself, there's a difference between liking something and actually going to put it to use, right? So even though I would try it on and I was like, oh yeah, this is so cute, I really like it, and I would kind of prance around in front of the mirror and I thought it looked really cute. And I would ask my boyfriend, I was like, what do you think of this skirt? And he said, it looks really nice, you should keep it. But I knew in the back of my mind, in my gut, that I wasn't going to wear it. I just knew it. And so I kind of went through and asked myself questions like that. I also had a skirt that, although it was very nice, it was just a touch too loose in the waist. And I could kind of get away with it, but because it was a touch too loose, I just knew that I wasn't going to get as much use out of it as I would have liked. So I got rid of that. Just kind of questions like that. I don't really know if I decluttered. I think I was able to declutter a couple dresses, but that was like a couple videos ago. Another thing I did was I went through my shorts. I had 4 or 5 pairs of shorts here. I had a tan pair, a black pair, a pink pair, like blush pink. And then I had these 2 that are more of an ecru or white color. And I decided to part ways with the blush pink pair because they are too big. I don't know what happened, you guys, but I lost a full pant size in the last year, probably from getting the dog and from not lifting weights and stuff as much as I was before. Anyways, since getting the dog, I have lost an entire pant size. So same thing happened when I had my daughter. I actually lost more weight after having her than before I had her because I was just so busy with her and she never slept. But yeah, so that's what I did with my shorts. I got rid of the black pair because I never reach for black. I know I don't, even though they're really nice. And ideally, I was telling myself in my head, I was like, I should probably have a pair of black shorts for the winter time because you can wear them with black tights and knee-high boots and they look super chic. the reality is I don't wear that kind of stuff in the winter pretty much ever. I either wear a nice dress because I'm going out for dinner, or I'm wearing something that's appropriate for the weather, which is not shorts. I got real with myself and asked myself, what do I actually wear? What do I gravitate toward? I know I wasn't going to gravitate toward those black shorts. They were something I got because I felt like they were a wardrobe staple. I felt like they were something I needed to round out my wardrobe, even though I knew I wasn't going to wear them. So the only 2 pairs of shorts I kept was this one pair, which I believe are from Abercrombie. These are the Sloan Curve Love, and they're in the color, I don't know what they are, ivory, I guess. And then I also kept my Wilfred Effortless short, which are in light birch, and they're amazing. So I currently only have 2 pairs of shorts, 1 pair of jeans. I'm going to go through and do a whole wardrobe thing with you guys one of these days. I'm going to do like a wardrobe tour and show you exactly what I have and where I get my pieces and what my favorite items are. But I'm really happy with the amount of stuff I was able to declutter. So like I told you guys, along with the decluttering process and along with kind of coming into this new phase of life I feel that I'm in, and just I feel like I'm just changing. You know, we go through phases, we change, we grow as human beings. So along with that came a lot of clarity, and I was able to realize, like I told you guys, I didn't want to go crazy shopping for clothing, but if I felt like there was something missing in my wardrobe that I wanted or felt was me and is me now as I grow and as I change, then I was going to allow myself to get those things. And that thing was more floral pieces. I really wanted more floral, kind of feminine, again, a little bit more traditional, even maybe a little bit more conservative, and again, with a vintage touch. I wanted some more of those pieces in my wardrobe, and I was able to find some really nice ones. You guys can see that I've got some floral pieces here. Really, really pretty floral pieces, and I will show you guys the pieces that I found. I'm going to do a separate video dedicated to like just clothing. But that's what I did in the closet. I was able to declutter a ton of my clothes, and with that came some clarity about things I might want to add in, or, you know, things that I was missing in my wardrobe. So I'm really happy about that. And then this is the shoes. This is what I have left for shoes. I will go through and do a more thorough shoe collection at some point, but I was able to declutter, I would say probably about 30%, I would say, of my shoes. My goal was kind of to get rid of the over-the-door shoe organizer because it was really only about half full or 3/4 full, and I wanted it all to fit on a centralized shoe rack in the closet. And realistically, I don't need any more shoes than what you see here. This holds, what is it, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 pairs of shoes. If you guys are wondering, this shoe rack is from Amazon. It is brand new. I just needed a couple more spots to get rid of that over-the-door organizer, and we needed a different shoe rack for downstairs anyway. So I moved this shoe rack downstairs, and I got this one for the closet, and it turned out to be perfect. What I also love about this shoe rack is that not only does it hold all of my shoes, and actually with room to spare, but it also holds my jewelry box and my perfumes on the top. So like I said, yeah, I'm gonna have to go through and do a whole like dedicated shoe video for you guys. Couple pairs, like this one here is actually posted on my Poshmark. These ones are on my Poshmark. These were a impulsive purchase that I bought a couple months ago, and they took like a month to get here, and it's not worth it to return them. They're actually really pretty, and they go with a lot of stuff in my closet, so they're very pretty and I really like them. And so these ones I'm kind of on the fence about. I might try wearing them and see how I feel about them. And then this pair of shoes here I also have posted on my Poshmark, but they're really nice. I just think they're a little high for everyday wear. Like, I wanted a good pair of basic white high heels to wear for a day-to-day basis, but these are just a touch high. I want more of a kitten heel, like a 2-inch, a 1 to a 2-inch heel. So I am on the hunt for a white kitten heel that's basically like this, but not this high. So those are kind of just right now, just kind of holding the space until I find the right pair. But truth be told, I don't wear them very much at all ever, because in fact I don't even know if I have worn them because they are just a little high. I usually gravitate more toward my something like this, like a kitten block heel or something like that. Even these ones are not very high. These are like a 2.5 inch, which is really nice. They're more of a kitten heel, so I kind of like that. I love like a high heel for day-to-day wear, but not a super high, more of a mid heel. And I also have these ones that I don't wear a lot, but I have worn them, and I wear them a lot more than the white ones. These are just a good basic nude pump. And I really like those. And they're super comfortable and they're not quite as high as the white ones. So I don't really need these ones. They are posted, but right now they're just kind of a space saver, like just holding the spot, I guess. And then on top we finally come to, well, there's my laundry hamper. And then on top we finally come to the jewelry and the perfumes. So those of you who are in the perfume know, already know what perfumes these are. You can see them and you know exactly what they are. I'm going to do a separate video, you guys, sharing with you my final 5 perfumes. But this has been a long time coming, getting the final 5, and I'm really happy to have finally done that. And a lot of people still, it's funny because a lot of people still don't understand when I declutter perfumes. And this is what I hated about being in the perfume community, and I hated about that whole perfume world, was that people would give you such grief if you decluttered anything. And they would say, how can you declutter that? You spoke so highly of it. You said it was so great. Now you got rid of it. How can I trust your reviews? Or they'll see that I decluttered it and they'll write me on Instagram and say, hey, why did you let this perfume go? I thought you loved it. I'm like, I don't know how many times I have to say till I'm blue in the face. I did not let it go because I changed my mind about the perfume. I did not let it go because it wasn't a good perfume. I wasn't lying about my review. I wasn't trying to get you to purchase it. I decluttered it because I only want 5. And for some reason, people have such a hard time wrapping their brains around wanting less. They think that if you're getting rid of something, it must mean you don't like it. They can't understand that you just might not want 20 or 30 or 40 fragrances. And I've told you guys for so long that my dream, like this has been my dream for like 2 or 3 years already, you guys, is to get my collection down to 5. And I finally did it. So these are the 5. I'm not going to go through them in detail, but you can see what they are here. And I just have them sitting on a vintage tray with a very like antique style lace kind of placemat or doily on top, and I think it looks really beautiful. Like I said, I've been trying to add little vintage touches throughout the house whenever I can, just a little kiss here and there. I was able to go through and declutter some of my jewelry as well. I believe I got rid of a ring or 2, and I think that was about it because my jewelry was already pretty minimal, but I've just got my jewelry there. I don't have a whole lot. Literally 1 pair of earrings. Actually, these can probably go. I don't wear them. Yeah, those can probably go. I only have them because I was using them to take aesthetic photos for Instagram, not gonna lie. They are beautiful, but I don't use them. So that's my jewelry. Like I said, I'm not wanting to hold on to anything that isn't getting used or bringing me some sort of value. I don't want random data. My motto is that I want everything to be useful, but also beautiful. They have to bring some sort of value to my life. So that is that. That's an overview of the closet. I am so happy with how it looks. I'm so happy with the amount of decluttering I was able to do. I feel like I have so much clarity. I feel like I have handbags for every occasion. I feel like there's not too much. When I get ready to go out, I feel like I'm going to have a much easier time choosing a perfume, choosing a pair of shoes. There still are a couple pairs of shoes that I don't wear a whole lot that I might end up selling. Like this pair of my Dior slingbacks. I really like them, but I should have got the beige ones. I knew I should have got the beige ones, and instead I got the black ones, and I never wear them. These are brand new, you guys. I've never worn them. But they were a gift as well. They were a gift from my honey, and so I would feel really bad getting rid of them, but at the same time, like, I don't use them, and I almost want to sell them and then maybe just put that money toward getting a beige pair, because I would wear, if I got these in a beige kitten heel, I would wear the absolute heck out of them. But because they're black and they're high, it just severely limits the occasions that I can wear those shoes. So anyway, that's that. I also decluttered I think a couple pairs of sneakers. Yeah, I got rid of 2 pairs of sneakers, sold them on Poshmark. I just went ham, you guys. I just went ham. So one other area that I decluttered really quickly down here as well is I was able to get rid of the 1 coffee table book that was sitting on top of this entryway table. It looked really nice, but I just wasn't really sure what I was doing with the space, and I was kind of just over the coffee table book, so it's gone. It does look a little bit bare, but I like that it's very clean and clear and clutter-free. So all that I have on top of this entryway table now is a decorative bowl, which my boyfriend uses when he comes in the house. He puts his keys, his AirPods, his wallet, whatever, he throws everything in there. It's kind of like a catch-all for him, which is nice. And then these are my Japanese cherry blossoms, which I love, and my Scentsy, which is currently burning the sugar cookie Scentsy, which is my favorite. Speaking of Scentsys, I have not very much left for my Scentsys. I've got the 100 Acre Wood, I've got the Mint to be Merry, and I've got my favorite, which is the sugar cookie, which is the one that's in there right now. And I'm almost, well, I'm not almost, I've got actually quite a bit left, but I'm going to be so sad when I no longer have this. And then I have just a sample from Christmas. This is a pine, some sort of pine one from Christmas time, which I will use when it's Christmas time. I also did not spare the dog's dog toys. I went through and donated probably about 4 or 5 dog toys because he has so many in here. The reality is he doesn't play with all of them. He mostly plays with his balls, and his favorite things are like his baguette, his croissant, and his snake. Not much has changed in the kitchen. However, I was able to declutter a couple of coffee cups. Everything else in the kitchen was pretty decluttered. There was really nothing. Like, I've always kept the kitchen very minimal. We don't have a lot of unnecessary appliances. We do have a couple things, like we have a NutriBullet, we have an air fryer, we have a juicer, like restaurant level juicer, but we do use all of those things. So there was really no appliances. I also have a slow cooker. Like, there's nothing I really wanted to get rid of or could get rid of. I use everything. But as per usual, I don't really have a whole lot on the counters. I keep it pretty clean and clutter-free. I always like to have it as bare as possible. I do have a couple of decorative items, but that's about it. Dishes there that need to be put away. We do not have a dishwasher, as I've shared with you guys before, so it's all done by hand, which I'm perfectly fine with. And then we've got our fruit bowl. And then this is my little coffee station, and I was able, like I said, to declutter some coffee cups. So the only coffee cups I have are the 3 that are here and the one that is upstairs in use in the bedroom. And so this is the cupboard. I keep my paper towel up there because there's really no other good place to keep paper towel. Oh, I also decluttered 2 wine glasses. We had a set of 4, and I never have 4 people here drinking wine ever. Like, it's either just me and my boy. Actually, I don't drink by myself. It's just me and my boyfriend. And even then, we don't have wine very often. We'll have like 1 glass here or there. So we just didn't need 4 wine glasses. It's not like we have parties or anything here. And that is about it for the cupboard. I've got my NutriBullet cups up there, which honestly, I don't need the NutriBullet. Like, I don't use it, but my daughter uses it. I've got my 1 coffee mug for work, my Go mug. We've got the few dishes that we have, the few things that we've got some in there that one needs to be bleached. It's clean. It's just stained. And then, yeah, that's about it for coffee mugs. So that was the only thing that I really felt we could get rid of in the kitchen, was a couple of coffee mugs. I got rid of my Scandinavian ones, the really cute ones with the round handles on them and the speckles. They were adorable. They were nice, but I just wanted my matching set. So I'm sure whoever got those mugs at the thrift store will be very happy with them. So I've got these beautiful cups from H&M Home. They are my absolute favorite. You guys know that. They're my favorite. And again, they're that traditional kind of look. I'm just moving a little bit more away from the contemporary, modern, Scandinavian type of thing, and definitely moving towards more retro stuff. Retro, traditional, that's what I like. You know, it's funny because even when it came down to like decorations for my bedroom, for example, I always wanted pampas grass because I would always see pampas grass on people's posts on Pinterest and on Instagram, and it really made me want pampas grass. But whenever I would get it, it would always look a little bit off. It was like, it was clashing with the flowers, because flowers are very like feminine, traditional, whereas pampas grass is a little bit more boho chic. But anyway, they never looked good together. And a friend of mine was like, you either have to go with the flowers or you have to go with the pampas grass, not both, one or the other, because they're not right together. And she was right. And in the end, the flowers won. For me, the flowers will always win. I just like my flowers. I like my girly, feminine, traditional, retro, vintage flowers. That's what I like. So, and my Smeg tea kettle, which, by the way, I want to get the matching Smeg toaster. That's going to be the next major kitchen appliance purchase, because it's kind of expensive and I know it's not necessary, but I do want the matching Smeg toaster at some point. So, but that is it. Yeah, coffee stayed the same. Nothing else really changed Everything is pretty much the same. Nothing on the kitchen table. That is the kitchen. Nothing else has changed around here. Again, I was really moving more toward a traditional look. I love these like King Louis style chairs. Sometimes I take the fruit bowl and I put it on the kitchen table, but that's about it. I was able to declutter some of our cleaning solution, our cleaning supplies. Literally the only cleaning supply I have now is my vinegar and water solution. That is the only thing I use to clean the house. It works perfect. It's half vinegar, half water, and a tablespoon of rubbing alcohol just to help it dry faster, to help it evaporate faster. So this is the front entryway. This is the last thing that I decluttered, and I did go pretty hard in here as well. I decluttered probably 2 or 3 pairs of shoes that were either super worn out or nobody wears them, and I just really cleaned things out and kind of organized a little bit. So in addition to the shoes I have upstairs, these are more of my shoes, I guess, but these are like casual everyday walk the dog. I did end up keeping the Steve Maddens. I just had to wear socks and break them in a little bit, but these are my casual sandals for when I just want to zip out, walk the dog quickly, take out the garbage, go to the post office, something like that. And then I've got like my everyday dog walking shoes when we go to the park and play ball. You can see how dirty and ruddy they are, and like they're definitely worn. These are super worn, but they're the greatest shoes ever. These are the Keds, just like the typical Keds, whatever. And then I still have my Keds triple kick is what I think they're called. Those are great casual shoes, and I still have my Stan Smith as well for walking the dog as well. So I've got a couple different options there, and then I've got my shoes for work. By the way, I showed these on my Instagram, but these are the Hawkwell Bliss style shoes, and these are great. They're slip proof, water resistant, lightweight, and super supportive, and they make me feel like I'm walking on clouds when I'm at work. They give me pep in my step. They're comfortable. They look like granny shoes. I don't care. They do look like, you know, but again, I've been moving more toward this traditional style, and I have always liked like an all white nursing outfit. That's what I've always loved. People, even people at work, they know me for I'm the one who's always in white, and it's just what I like, you know. So, and then yeah, we kind of decluttered the jackets just a little bit, or I tried to, but there was nothing really we could get rid of there. This sweater I wear when I walk the dog every morning when it's a little bit chilly out, and then I've got like my winter coat, my daughter's winter coats, my boyfriend's, couple of his jackets, and then up here I have other essentials. So my winter boots, a pair of rain boots, which I finally got a pair of rain boots, you guys. I needed them so badly because I walk the dog even when it rains. I needed something that was waterproof. And then we have our pet wipes, because I do wipe him down when we come in from outside, especially if he's been playing out in the dirt. We have a bubble blower, because yes, my dog is obsessed with bubbles. Even if you say the word too loud, he will hear you and he will go insane. He loves chasing bubbles. And then I have my beekeeper hat, as I call it, my UPF protective hat that I wear all the time when I walk him when the sun's shining. Yeah, and then in those bins we have other seasonal items like mitts, toques, scarves. It's not perfect. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it works, and it's much decluttered. And then my boyfriend's shoehorn. He's like really anal about using a shoehorn, and my purse, whatever purse I'm currently using, is also hanging up in the closet there as well. And that's it. And then that's where the dog's leash and collar are, and oh, and then down in the very bottom in the right is where our balls are. For we go to the park, we play basketball, we throw the ball for him. Ivar has like 2 different soccer balls. He loves them. And then of course we have more bubble solution for his bubble gun because he loves bubbles so much. And that is it. That is the final thing that I decluttered, and that takes us to where we are at now. So that was it for today's decluttering and minimalism and getting back to my roots update. It's not perfect. I definitely don't have the most minimal home or wardrobe or closet, and I recognize that, but it definitely is a lot more digestible for me, and everything is making me very happy at the moment, and I'm so happy with my progress. I feel like I can breathe again. It's nice to have some open spaces and kind of be able to start from scratch again and figure out, what do I truly need to add in? Do I even need anything in that spot? And things like that. So I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope it gave you a little bit of motivation yourself, and I'll see you guys all very soon with lots of fun new content coming up. And bye.